Today's video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. Thank you so much for sponsoring me, first of all. And if you guys would like some good quality anime merch, you can go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. And on your next $49 plus order, you can get 5% off with the code MEME. And if it's $99 plus, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME, M-I-M-E. Let's get right into the video. Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weebs here, and yeah, this is What If Naruto Was Raised in Mount Myoboku Part 2. And right before we begin the video, well, we already began the video, but still, right before we get into the video, into the juicy parts of the video, yeah, cured, so you don't have to worry anymore. I can go out now. I've been isolating for pretty much 10 days, more than 10 days, since the 13th. No, wait, that's 10 days. Yeah, today was the first time going out, and I realized that I kind of fucked up. Yeah, I've realized that the outside world is much better than sitting at home watching anime. Yeah, I know I love anime and everything, but sitting at home for 10 days just watching anime, pretty much just Attack on Titans, and yes, that is why the main, all the spectrum and the background of the video changed to, Eren and Mikasa. I don't want to get spoil anything, but if they don't get shipped, death to Isayama. Anywho, let's get right into it now. Yeah, last time we left off with, Naruto actually asking about Tsuki to the Hokage, and the Hokage told, Naruto that the Tsuki hasn't been in the village for years now. And Naruto then says, oh, I see. Okay, I'll be leaving now. And as he says that, of course, the Hokage asks Naruto one more question. Naruto, do you want to get stronger? And Naruto's like, I'm plenty strong. I don't really need anyone's help anymore. And basically, as he says that, the Hokage actually blitzes Naruto and, knees him in the stomach. And basically, Naruto's like, is this a challenge? And as he says that, the Hokage just looks at Naruto and realizes where they are now. Naruto took him away. He actually teleported the Hokage with him to a field where no one can really, interfere. And Naruto's like, if you really want to challenge me, we'll do it here so no one can get in the way. After all, those Anbus are really annoying. And as he says that, of course, the Hokage takes off, his Hokage attire, and he's already in his battle suit, because he's always, having that battle suit underneath. I don't know how the hell he can live under that when it's bare hot sometimes, but yeah. Anywho, of course, the Hokage is like, so Naruto, just saying, this is just a friendly fight. I don't want to actually hurt you, so please don't take it too hot. Too hot. This is just to test if you're actually learning on your own, or maybe I'll have to bring you back to the village so you can actually learn from one of our jonin. And basically Naruto then replies by saying, do you really think I need anyone's help? Do you now, Hokage? After all, I was able to teleport you away from your from your office. And basically the Hokage's like, yeah, I wonder how you did that. First of all, you could tell me that, right? And basically Naruto's like, I'll tell you if you can beat me. And plus, I'm pretty sure you'll notice whilst we fight. And as he says that, of course, Naruto then, as he says that, sorry, Hiruzen then actually, tries to blitz Naruto again. But Naruto was ready for it this time. Naruto really wasn't off guard now. But yeah, anywho, now, of course, Naruto, being Naruto, actually, plays around with the Hokage at first, but then the Hokage realizes that Naruto is no joke, because Naruto was actually able to keep up with the Hokage's, actual fighting style at first. But then the Hokage actually went all out. Not really all out, not like killer mode, but still, he went pretty hard on Naruto, just like he goes with Menma. And so Naruto basically has to go up against the teacher of Menma, and basically Naruto is able to keep up all the way until the Hokage actually starts using jutsus. This was just a little taijutsu, showing off. Not showing off. Well, a little taijutsu battle. But yeah, now the true fight begins. The Hokage begins with the fireball jutsu, which Naruto then counters with the water. sorry, a colossal water wall, something that Naruto made up on his own, and it's so big that the Hokage can't see anything after, you know, this water wall, and yeah, after this, then, you know, the Hokage increases the heat of his you know, fireball jutsu, and that is more than enough, you know, to start evaporating the water. And then after this, you know, Hokage, Naruto actually uses the steam released from, you know, the water and the fire colliding, and he uses it to his advantage. Naruto then actually disappears into the smoke, which the Hokage realizes that Naruto, he can't really sense Naruto for some reason, and Naruto is actually, you know, hiding his presence, because Naruto really isn't really, his presence is not too small, like, you know what I mean. It's pretty feelable. I wouldn't say feelable. I really don't have a word to describe it. Naruto's presence isn't weak, or it's really strong, and so people can feel Naruto in the battlefield, especially if you're a Kage level fighter. You can actually truly feel Naruto's presence, but Naruto was actually hiding most of his presence. And just saying, Naruto uses something called the presence pressure, something that Naruto made up on his own, and it's actually using, or you know, Kando using bloodlust to actually bind someone on the spot, which is kind of OP, to be honest, because you're just paralyzing someone just by looking at them. But yeah, anywho, I'll call it Emperor's Haki as usual. Yes, I did get that off of that. But yeah, anywho, now, of course, the Hokage was impressed by Naruto's water release abilities, and you know, says, "You're just like your your mother." And as he says that, of course, he means Kushina, because Kushina did have water release. But yeah, anywho, now Naruto, of course, then says, "Is it my turn yet?" And as he says that, the Hokage then actually, you know, gets ready for Naruto's attack, and Naruto just teleports in front of the Hokage, because he actually threw a kunai at the Hokage, which the Hokage thought that Naruto completely missed. He at first he didn't actually know how he got there. You know, he didn't really realize that Naruto just teleported them. At first he thought it was just a jutsu created by Naruto. Of course, it's kind of mad that Naruto can already teleport someone, and of course the Hokage is like, yo, that's kind of mad, you know. But yeah, anywho, now Naruto truly shows what he's capable of, and of course, using the flying Raijin, the Hokage is completely baffed, and he's like, wait, what the fuck? Nah, bro, how did you learn that? You don't have, Jiraiya doesn't know that. And then, of course, he actually said Jiraiya doesn't know that jutsu. How did you learn it? And as he says that, of course, then Naruto then says, you shouldn't talk too much in a fight. And of course, the Hokage was like, oh really, Naruto? Now, do you really take this as a fight? And as he says that, of course, the Hokage is actually being kind of harsh to Naruto, because like he's kind of taking the piss out of Naruto, because Naruto thinks that this is a fight, while the Hokage is taking as this as child's play. But of course, Naruto thinks of this as a fight, because he's about to, you know, start actually try harding and absolutely annihilate the Hokage if he doesn't get ready for this. Anywho, Naruto then actually uses a technique of his own, and of course he combines both water and fire release to actually create steam release. Of course, that is only like a smoke screen, but anywho, after this, you know, Naruto actually uses the smoke screen to actually create use it into wind, and you know, it adds wind release to it to actually create a steam hurricane, which actually creates fog. Yes, I know fog you can just be created by, you know, cold weather, but still. Anyway, now Naruto in this fog is actually, you know, traveling at speeds that the Hokage can't even keep up with. At first the Hokage could actually, you know, sense Naruto, but now Naruto's just so fast that the Hokage can't really understand what's happening. But that is only because of Naruto actually using, you know, flying Raijin to actually, you know, teleport as fast as teleport away from spot to spot. And out of nowhere the Hokage sees the blue light you know, through the fog, and he was like, wait, what? No way, is this what I think it is? And as he says that, of course, he gets hit by the Rasengan. Of course, the Hokage was completely baffed on how Naruto was actually able to, you know, catch him off guard like that. And that, if this was a true fight, like, you know, out for blood, if Naruto was out for blood, this any ninja, if they actually got this opportunity, they would actually kill the Hokage, unless it's a Leaf Ninja. But you know what I mean, if an enemy actually got this kind of chance on their enemy on in an actual fight, like in war. Like if Naruto got that against, I mean, if Sasuke got that against Obito in the fourth Great Ninja War, he would have took that, he would have abused it and killed Obito straight away, because that's actually getting getting rid of the actual threat of the fourth Great Ninja War, which was pretty much Obito and Madara. Well, mostly Madara, but still Obito was still labeled as a threat, and so they needed to take out Obito, not only Madara. Of course, Madara was the bigger threat in the end, but yeah, well, Kaguya was the true threat all along. But still, anywho, after this, of course, Naruto then tells the Hokage, "I told you, you shouldn't take this too lightly, Hokage." And basically, the Hokage then realized, well, wipes off the blood off of his face, which he actually, spat out some blood, because a Rasengan just hit his, chest. And that's the Rasengan is an A rank technique. And yeah, anywho, now of course Naruto, after this, sorry, of course Naruto after this started to actually fight properly, because he was just taking it lightly as well. He wasn't actually truly trying, but still. And Naruto then actually uses a technique called wind car, and as he says that, basically there is like a small hurricane that actually starts cutting the Hokage's vest and everything. Even his arm gets cut, his shoulder gets cut, his hand gets cut, and he doesn't understand what's going on. But then the Hokage realizes that he can get rid of this by actually using his own wind hurricane. And Naruto's wind hurricane is different. Naruto's wind hurricane is actually there to kill. It's not a technique to just catch an enemy off guard, or put them out of their you know what I mean. Anywho, of course Naruto is using this to actually hurt the Hokage, and the Hokage was actually impressed by Naruto actually being able to hurt the Hokage himself. The third Hokage, remember, was considered to be the strongest Kage even at that age, but still. Anywho, after this, yeah, Naruto after this Naruto actually kept fighting the Hokage at full strength, and basically the Hokage was completely baffled on how Naruto could actually keep up with him. But then, out of nowhere, a strange figure, a figure with blonde hair, actually came out of nowhere to stop Naruto from hurting the Hokage anymore. And this figure actually kicked Naruto in the chest, and then created 5 clones and used the Hokage's signature technique that he actually used. Well, I wouldn't say signature, but it's a pretty strong technique. He shouts out 5-style massive combo jutsu. I had to search up the name. I couldn't find the name. Bro, it took me so long, 6 minutes to find the freaking jutsu name. Yeah, it's actually from a game that I used to play, NXB, but it's actually I think in Stormfall 2. But is what it is. It's actually a pretty cool jutsu. There are 5 clones of yourself, and each clone does a massive jutsu of each 5 chakra nature. Naruto sees this coming, and of course, fakes that he gets hit. But Menma's like, still slow as ever, kid. And as he says that, Naruto's already behind him, saying, "Is that all you can do? I thought you'd be stronger. I even got stronger just to fight you one day. I guess I was just lost hope. Disappointing." Anywho, just saying, Menma actually got the side of the Kurama that Minato got. So Naruto actually has the same side, but it is what it is. Anywho, of course Naruto is still the reincarnation of Ashura. I was about to say Indra for some reason, but it is what it is. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, continues talking by saying, "Oh well, here's what it is. I gotta go now." And as he says that, the Hokage says, "Hey Naruto, how about you help me out? Do me a favor." And as he says that, Naruto looks back. "Of course, Hokage, I'd do anything for you," Naruto said. And as he says that, the Hokage continues to talk, saying that, "Naruto, would you mind becoming one of my assistants for a month or so?" And as he says that, Naruto's like, "Sorry, Hokage, I cannot do that. I do not have the time for that. I have a mission to complete, and I still haven't finished my traveling. And plus, I'll be meeting my father in a few, Jiraiya Sensei in a few days." Of course, Menma actually does know that, Jiraiya is their godfather, and he says, "Shouldn't you be calling him father by now?" Naruto says, "Listen, you do not have any say in what I want to call Jiraiya Sensei, so you get out of my way." I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm going. And as he says that, the Hokage says, I'm sorry, Naruto, but you cannot go. And of course, two clones of the Hokage actually appear, and they tell Naruto that he'll have to stay in the village for at least a month to actually see if Naruto, still is still with the village, because they can't really trust Naruto. Remember, he's been out of the village for years, of course, with in Mount Myoboku with the Toads and Jiraiya, but he's been out actually on a journey for 6 months, and they can't really trust Naruto, especially because there has been a few rumors that Naruto actually joined someone to fight two members of an organization unknown to the world right now. Of course, this organization is the Akatsuki, and of course the Hokage needs to know why Naruto did this, and he wants to question Naruto. The word went around, and it wasn't actually Naruto's name, but it was that two kids were fighting two adults, and one of the kid was about to get killed, but a blonde kid with a cape actually came out of nowhere and just saved the girl by actually blowing away the two adults. And of course this got to the Hokage, and the Hokage was that blonde kid, and of course the description matched Naruto, a blonde kid with blue eyes and whiskers. And of course the Hokage couldn't really let this slide, because he is the one to actually take care of Naruto right now. Technically, remember, he's still in the Hokage's care. I know Jiraiya's there and everything, but still. Anywho, sorry, I had to text a friend there. I don't know why he texted me, but anywho, now Naruto of course then says, okay, I'll answer your questions and I'll do what you want. Tell me now. Go on, begin. And of course they go to the office, and now the Hokage asks why was he fighting to Akatsuki members. Of course they got info by now, and of course they actually realized that the Akatsuki people, the rogue ninjas, an organization full of rogue ninjas, which the Hokage actually knows about. Of course Itachi told him, and basically he was worried about Naruto, because Itachi did tell the Hokage about their final their ultimate goal. And basically of course the Hokage was worried about Naruto, and he wants Naruto to stay in the village from now on, because he doesn't want the Akatsuki to get their hands on him. But anywho, now of course Naruto's there. What do you mean Akatsuki? I'm not sure what you're talking about. And basically, as the Hokage says this, as Naruto says this, the Hokage says, I'm pretty sure you know who the Akatsuki are. You're fighting them with the girl apparently, or with another child, and she did well, but then you came in to save her. I need an explanation, Naruto. And Naruto then says, does it really matter to you? Why should I be telling you this? It's my life, I do whatever I want. Why can't I help a friend in need? So Hokage, could you explain that to me? And the Hokage says, I never said you can't help a friend in need, but you do not understand what the Akatsuki are truly after. And basically, of course, Naruto does know about, the him being a Jinchuriki and everything, but still. Anywho, of course, then the Hokage, Naruto then says, what is their ultimate goal then? What are they after? Tell me, Hokage, I want to know. I really do. And as he says that, the Hokage says, they're after your tail beast, Naruto. They're after all the tail beasts. And Naruto's like, do I really care? Even if they take my tail beast, they still have Menma. Well, it doesn't really matter. After all, I'm not even a ninja of this village. And as he says that, the Hokage kind of gets pissed off, because the Hokage still, wants Naruto to love the village and be a ninja from the leaf. And so then the Hokage, gets pretty vexed and says, Naruto, I told you multiple times, even when you came to visit, you're a ninja of the leaf. The only reason you were raised in Mount Myoboku is because Jiraiya asked to. I know Jiraiya's not with you right now, but you have to return to the village as and basically as soon as possible. And basically Naruto then says, I don't want to return to the village. I told you multiple times, Hokage, I have my own things to do. I cannot stay in this village for too long. That's why I was about to leave. I didn't really want to fight you, but you're the one who challenged me. And then the Hokage says, oh yeah, about that fight. I'm really impressed, Naruto. I don't know how you learnt the flying Raijin, but I'm happy for you. And I can see that you can take care of yourself. Sorry. Anywho, but of course then Naruto says, well, if you know I can take care of myself, why can't I go or return to my journey? And as he says that, the Hokage then says, no, Naruto, I cannot allow that anymore. I've allowed you to be on your journey for too long, and it was a mistake. I shouldn't have allowed you in the first place. I don't know what got into me. I'm sorry, but you'll have to return to the village. And Naruto says, no, thank you. I'll be returning to the village once I feel like it. I'm not going to say I'm not a leaf shinobi, but a lot of people don't even know what village I'm from. So from now on, I will be calling myself a solo shinobi. But of course, I'll always be a leaf shinobi in heart. And whenever you need my help, I'll be here to help you. And then the Hokage then says, Naruto, you do not understand. I'm ordering you to stay in the village. I'm not asking you to. And then Naruto says, oh really? But why should I stay in the village when I don't want to? Isn't it my choice if I want to stay in the village or not? Do I really have to listen to you guys? Am I really that important of a tool? You have Menma. You have my older brother. He's much stronger than me. He's been trained by you. Why should I stay? I do not understand. Explain to me why I need to stay Hokage. I need an explanation now. And then maybe I'll stay if the explanation is if the explanation makes sense, of course. And then the Hokage then says, Naruto, I don't want to be rude or anything, but Menma would definitely beat you in a fight right now. And basically Naruto's like, I don't really care if Menma beats me. Good for him. He's strong, so he should be able to take care of himself. I don't have to return to the village to help his ass. And basically, of course, Naruto is just... This is not Naruto, you know, being Naruto. This is just Naruto pretty pissed off that he cannot, you know, return to find Tsuki. Because, you know, remember, he wants to find Tsuki. That is his ultimate, ultimately, Naruto's goal is to find Tsuki. He doesn't really care about this village right now. Of course, he loves the village himself, but he doesn't really want to live in it or anything. But of course, one day he'll have to come. He can't live in Mount Myoboku forever. He knows that himself. But right now, Naruto has more important things to do instead of staying in the damned village and doing missions for them. Of course, he should, as, you know, a leaf shinobi. But of course, Naruto has his own things to do. He can't just give up on his dreams just to help out the village on doing C, D ranked missions. So Naruto has already fought S rank shinobi, and he's already, you know, been able to escape. Of course, he didn't truly fight them. He just, you know, saved Tsuki and just dipped, to be honest. But yeah, then the Hokage told Naruto, listen, you're pretty pissed off for some reason. Please, calm down. And Naruto's like, sorry, it's my fault. I wasn't meant to get so vexed. But anywho, now Naruto then explains that he wants to find Tsuki Uchiha because him and Tsuki were friends for a while, for a bit of time, and then Naruto went off to explain why you know, Naruto was fighting the Akatsuki and he actually wanted to save Tsuki. He didn't actually fight. It was actually Tsuki who wanted revenge. Apparently an Akatsuki member, you know, helped Itachi Uchiha kill, you know, her mother and everything, and of course the Hokage actually knows about this, so, you know, that's why Itachi joined the Akatsuki in the first place. But anywho, of course the Hokage then says, Naruto, I can help you find Tsuki, but for now you have to remain in the village. At least stay in the village for a month. If you don't like it, I'll make sure that you get out with everything that you had right now. I won't take anything from you. In fact, we can even help you get stronger. And Naruto then says, I'm sorry, Hokage. I'll stay in the village as you want for a month, that's for sure. But I'm not going to learn anything from any of you guys. I don't need it. I don't need to learn from you guys. I can learn on my own. I can make my own jutsus anyway. And as he says that, of course he was about to walk away, but then the Hokage then says, how about I train you, Naruto? I trained your brother, and I'll train you too. And Naruto's like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to keep training my brother instead? And of course then he says that Menma already finished the training with, you know, Hiruzen, and he already has the summoning jutsu and everything, and Naruto has it too, of course. But still, Naruto really doesn't want to train with the Hokage, but of course he's alright. And Naruto's going to take advantage of this opportunity to actually train with the Hokage. Remember, the Hokage is considered as the strongest, you know, Kage in the between the 5 nations, and so is that maybe this could be good. And of course they begin their training straight away. Of course Naruto is still playing Team 7 with Menma and Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto actually doesn't talk to any of them. Of course sees that Sasuke Uchiha is and Uchiha, and could be related to Tsuki, and basically then asks about Tsuki, and then Sasuke then says, Tsuki, why are you asking about her? I knew her once in a while. Well, once, not once in a while, I knew her, but she died apparently. Her body was never found. I guess she got slaughtered. Anyways, don't talk to me, you damn loser. And as he says that, he walks away, and Naruto's like, oh, so they think they told him that she got killed. One idiot. And as he says that, he walks away and then actually goes off to train on his own. Of course, at first he was training on his own, but then the Hokage actually came, because Naruto was meant to train with the Hokage today in this place, and the Hokage came a bit late, but still. Anywho, the Hokage actually begins with taijutsu and sees that Naruto is actually lacking a bit in taijutsu. Of course, he's fighting like Jiraiya, but then the Hokage tells him that even if he fights like Jiraiya, he should actually add a bit of a touch of his own style into it, because fighting like other people is good, especially if it's Jiraiya, but of course he should be his own person, he should find his own identity. And Naruto's like, oh, is it? Okay then. And then Naruto, within 2 days, Naruto just training taijutsu, actually, is already a taijutsu master of his own style. Naruto actually created his own style. Of course, his style is actually a bit more acrobatic. It's like, whenever he fights, he's a bit like, Obito's fighting style. Yes, Naruto's fights a bit like Obito, I mean, like the Warlock Obito. You remember the taijutsu fight against Kakashi? Yeah, how, Obito was literally backflipping, swirling around Kakashi and everything. Yeah, Naruto fights a bit like that, and the Hokage is really impressed by Naruto mastering his own style within 2 days. And of course that is because of Naruto's hard work. Naruto didn't stop training at night and everything. Of course he had to sleep at times, but of course he only slept like for 4 hours. But anywho, now the Hokage actually went off to actually start training Naruto in different types of jutsus. Of course, Naruto had already an arsenal of jutsus that are pretty freaking strong. I'm not going to say every single jutsu, because Naruto has over 100 by now, but still. Anywho, now, of course, Naruto then says, Hokage, is that all you can teach me? Aren't there any scrolls that you can give me where I can learn from them? I did hear about one scroll, the scroll of sealing. And as he says that, he looks at the Hokage in the eyes, and the Hokage is like, this kid really wants the scroll of sealing. Alright, Naruto, I'll let you look at the scroll of sealing, but only once. I won't let you look at it for more than 10 minutes, so you'll have to learn the jutsu from there as fast as possible. And Naruto's like, I'll just memorize what he says in there. And as he says that, of course, Naruto then actually, looks at the scroll for 10 minutes and sees that there are jutsus, for example, the water dragon jutsu, which he actually didn't know that. Literally, Naruto never knew the water dragon jutsu. Is like, god damn it, I should learn this jutsu. And of course, as he says that, he quickly realizes how to do it. Well, he actually reads it and memorizes it, and of course he'll be able to do it first try, since Naruto is not a prodigy, but he's a hard worker. And plus, he already has experience with water release. I mean, he has freaking jutsus able to freaking keep up with the Hokage's, water release jutsus to actually stop the Hokage's, fire release jutsus. And this is the third Hokage. It's no normal Hokage, but still, remember, he is considered as the god of shinobi of his era, so it's no joke to fight against the third Hokage. Hiruzen Saruto will be like, come on guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know. Anywho, after this, Naruto, continues, reading, and he actually comes across this, this chakra release, and this chakra release is called wood release, which Naruto wants to actually know how to do. And of course, wood release isn't something that anyone can do, but it says that usually if someone wants to try to learn or something similar to that, they have to use both water and earth release together, and Naruto wants to do that. And this is a bit of literally plot armor for me, but still, someone has asked me to redo what if Naruto unlocked wood release, and that series I ended it in a pretty fast way. Literally, I just ended it as fast as possible, and I am going to bring that back one day. But of course, I'm going to try to implement wood release here, and I want to know how you guys feel about it. If you guys like the idea, please comment it down. If you don't really enjoy this idea, I'm sorry, and of course you can comment that down too. But anyway, of course, Naruto continues, his training with the Hokage, and Naruto, the next day, the Hokage actually comes to Naruto, to train him. And of course, then Naruto actually, shows off that he can actually use wood release and the water dragon jutsu. And also, Naruto didn't just, write those down. Naruto actually, wrote multiple jutsus down. I'm not sure what is in the scroll of sealing. For example, maybe, I'm pretty sure there should be, like the forbidden jutsus and everything. But still, anywho, now, Naruto actually learned that. And Naruto also learned how, Naruto actually unlocked this ability, and this ability is literally full on plot armor from me. And Naruto, out of nowhere, he actually uses his fire all around himself. It's not a Kekengenkai, just saying. It's actually Naruto engulfing himself with fire, and the fire actually turns blue. It's a bit like Darby's, cremation. And the only reason I'm doing that is because Darby's pretty much my second favorite character in My Hero Academia. It could be first, but he's second favorite after, Todoroki, and then it's probably Deku, because like Deku is just a beast. But yeah, anywho, now usually main characters are like top tier for me, because I really like main characters for some reason, but especially because I have plot armor. I love plot armor. I'm joking, but still, anywho, now Naruto, who of course showed off this technique to the Hokage. The Hokage was completely baffled on how Naruto even knew, wood release, and how he even learned it. But he realized that Naruto could be like some kind of generational genius, which is not true. Naruto just spent the whole night. Naruto's eyes were pretty much red, and after using this fire release technique, which actually engulfed himself in fire, and literally he looked like a pretty much how if you watch Blue Exorcist, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. He looks like a bit like the main character. I forgot his name. It's been a while since I watched it, but I'm sorry if if any hardcore fans are out there, I'm in my channel, I'm sorry if I forgot his name, but still, it looks a bit like him, but more like Darby. Anywho, Naruto then says, Hokage, how was that? Was that good? And as he says that, of course, Naruto then faints, and then he wakes up, at night, realizing that he fainted, and he must have, woke up here. Anywho, Naruto is actually spending his last 2 weeks here. Team 7 really hasn't done anything for him. Menma doesn't really talk to him, because, Menma kinda wants to annihilate Naruto in a fight, but still, Naruto is going to fight Menma right at the end, on his last day in the Leaf Village. But still, anywho, now Naruto actually wakes up at night, and he's actually going out for a walk, because he's been sleeping for most of the evening, and he actually slept from Naruto was actually training with Hokage since 5 o'clock, so he only took like 10 minutes to show the Hokage everything, and now he's been sleeping since then, and it's 12 a.m. right now. Naruto goes out for a late night walk, and during this time, of course, Naruto is like, this village isn't too bad. I guess I could get used to this. Maybe one day I'll return. Maybe. But of course I'll have to get Suki back. And as he says that, of course, then he actually feels a presence behind him. Of course, this presence is actually Tsuki. Tsuki actually returned to the Leaf Village because she needed to learn a few jutsus, and she heard about the Scroll of Sealing having forbidden and extremely overpowered jutsus. For example, like I'll say that he had the Majestic Destroyer Flame, but still, anywho, of course, Tsuki came to learn them, and Naruto actually felt a presence of a familiar presence. And after this, Naruto actually went to this presence and literally attacked it, and as he did, of course, the Tsuki actually was able to block Naruto's kunai with her own kunai. And after this, of course, she's like, so I guess you return to the village, Naruto. And Naruto's like, not really, I kind of got forced to stay, but this is my last week here. What are you doing here, Tsuki? Why didn't you tell me? God damn it, Tsuki, I should have stopped you when I had the chance to. Just please stay with me. And Tsuki then says, Naruto, I'm sorry, but I cannot stay. I was just a burden to you. And then as she says that, Naruto then says, no, you weren't. You weren't a burden to me. And as and of course Tsuki's like, you're only saying that, Naruto, but I was truly a burden. I'm sorry. I'll be going now. I just needed to learn a few jutsus. And of course, Tsuki already took the jutsus, just saying. She was actually heading out, but Naruto, of course, felt her presence. And as she was heading out, of course, Naruto tried to stop her, but then Tsuki actually, stopped him in his tracks by using her own bloodlust. Yes, this is some kind of Emperor's Haki of Tsuki's. Emperor's Haki basically. But still, I'm giving Emperor's Haki to everyone. But in Naruto, you can not in Naruto, but still in my OS, people have bloodlust binding basically. That is taken from uh, plus Ultraman. He made that name up, so shout out to him. Of course, he has more subs than me. He has like I still watch him to this day. Like I'm still waiting for the next part of what if Deku was trained by a Stain, or what if Stain trained Deku, same thing. But still, anywho, now let's not get too much into my own life. But still, now Naruto, of course, gets stopped in his tracks, and of course Tsuki, right before she leaves, she just caresses Naruto's cheek, saying that, "I'm sorry, Naruto. I wish I could stay a bit longer with you, but I can't. I have things to do, and I don't want to burden you anymore. No, never again. And goodbye." And Naruto then says, "No, Tsuki, please, don't leave." And as he says that, of course, Tsuki knocks him out, and then Naruto wakes up an hour later, realizing that Tsuki left, and he's like, "God damn it, I need to get stronger. Tsuki's way stronger than me right now." And just saying, Tsuki has trained enough to actually become stronger than Naruto in just raw strength. Of course, Naruto has more chakra, but yeah, well, that could mean that Naruto's stronger, but of course, I'm going to say that Tsuki's stronger because Tsuki puts herself to near-death situations. And remember, I'm pretty sure if you put your body to near failure, it just gets stronger the next time it comes back. Or, for example, working out. I'm pretty sure I've read this online, but I don't know if it's true. But yeah, I'm just gonna say here, I'm sorry if it's not true. If any of you are big brain and it's not true, you can correct me in the comments. But still, anywho, for example, imagine you're lifting dumbbells or something. You just keep going until your arm can't take it anymore, and once it just fails, the next time you actually do it, it just gets your arms are just stronger automatically or something. That's what not learned, that's what I heard. Well, not read online, but still, it was actually during quarantine, to be honest. But still, now it's basically Zenkai boosts, to be honest. When Saiyans are put on the a near-death situation, they just get stronger the next time they arrive. That's why Goku just keeps getting stronger, and that's why Vegeta thought that if Krillin busted a hole into him, in the Frieza saga or Frieza arc. I wouldn't say arc, but yeah. Anywho, dynamic saga, but anywho, he busted a hole into Vegeta, and then they healed him, and he thought he was going to become a Super Saiyan then, but of course that never happened because it's not how you do it, G. But anywho, now of course Naruto realized that Tsuki is too strong, and she just got even stronger, and he needs to get stronger. Of course, Naruto keeps training, and of course the next day, the Hokage actually gives him scrolls from the first Hokage in case anyone in the future. Of course, the first Hokage left scrolls with jutsus that people can learn in case they in case someone is gifted with wood release, or someone inherits it or something, or similar to that. Anywho, now of course Naruto learns these jutsus, and I'm not gonna say them here, but of course it's been a month, and Naruto, of course, Menma, Team 7, Naruto doesn't really care about missions, and this was meant to be Naruto's last mission. And of course this mission was actually the first ever C-ranked mission of Team 7. Of course, Team 7 was ecstatic, except for Sakura. She wasn't really sure about it, but still, if Sasuke was there, she always thought that she would be safe, and plus Menma's there, and she kinda has a crush on both of them, but still, and she doesn't know who to choose. But still, now Naruto, of course, was like, this is alright, then, okay, man's out. Anywho, I'm just saying, Hinata is actually gonna get strict with Menma, but still, remember, Menma is not a bad guy. He just is really competitive against Naruto because he doesn't want to lose to Naruto, but it is what it is. Now, of course, Naruto's like, "God damn, you guys, you just had to freaking ruin me." And of course, they're like, "What do you mean?" And Naruto then says, "I was meant to leave today. God damn it, I just wanted to catch a cat and just leave, you guys. Now I have to stay for another week doing this damned mission, you idiots." And of course then walks away. But then of course I never mentioned Kakashi. Kakashi was actually really curious about Naruto. He doesn't have much info about Naruto's training, and so he actually follows Naruto. Naruto wasn't meant to train with the Hokage today. He was actually meant to take a break because it was meant to be his last mission and last day. But of course the Hokage now Naruto has to stay, and basically Kakashi sees Naruto just, resting on the fourth Hokage's stone face, and Naruto knows, he doesn't know who his true father is, but still, he hasn't been told yet. But of course, now Naruto's just looking up and says, and just puts up his hand, and is like, Tsuki, I will find you, and I will become the person that you love, and of course, I will bring you back to this village, the village that you truly belong to, and I'll return to you with you, of course. Don't worry, one day I'll find you. And of course, Kakashi heard that, and it's a bit like, how Obito wanted to, save Rin from, the grasps of, I'm pretty sure it was the mist, was it? I'm not sure, but anyway, of course, he can see a bit of a, Obito in Naruto, and so he's like, let me test this one. And as he says that, of course, he actually then tries to blitz Naruto with Chidori. He knows that Naruto is pretty strong, and yeah, of course, then Naruto's like, Naruto actually saw this coming, since, Kakashi actually jumped up in the air. Naruto's like, oh, what's this now? And of course, Naruto just, gets out of the way and actually creates a Rasengan to actually, hit Kakashi in the face. And just saying, Kakashi actually saw this coming from a mile away, and he was already, this was just a substitution. And once Naruto hit, he actually poofed into a piece of rock, and then Naruto's like, interesting. And he actually teleports behind Kakashi. Naruto actually has a contract seal. Yes, a contract seal on Kakashi. And so he's like, Kakashi Sensei, why are you attacking me all of a sudden? And Kakashi didn't know about Naruto having the flying Raijin. And he's like, how do you know this technique, Naruto? Tell me now. And Naruto's like, none of your business, Kakashi Sensei. Now tell me, why did you attack me? And then Kakashi is like, I just wanted to test you out, to be honest. I haven't seen too much about you. Well, you use his body flicker, to be honest, and that isn't too much to, make a good estimate of your strength. And basically, Naruto's like, why do you want to know my strength in the first place, Kakashi-sensei? Why are you trying to compare me to Menma like everyone else does? And Kakashi's like, not really. You just reminded me of my old friend, and I wanted to see if you're stronger than him when he was your age. And Naruto's and then's like, you shouldn't do that, Kakashi-sensei. I could have got hurt. And of course, Kakashi's like, you hurt with that kind of power, and I don't think I could hurt you even if I tried. And then Naruto's like, okay, whatever, I'll be going now. And of course, Kakashi's like, how about we actually do some sparring? After all, I wasn't able to train your tools since you didn't really want to. And basically, Naruto then just looks back and smiles and says, smiles, just saying, oh really? I don't recall you ever trying to train any of us. If you actually told us that you'll train us, maybe I would have joined your training. Maybe. And of course, he was about to walk away, but then Kakashi said, so you're not gonna fight me? Are you scared maybe? And Naruto's like, I mean, you're not joining, but not really. I'm not too scared of you. I mean, I don't know what you could really do to me, but yeah. Anyway, I'll be going. And of course, Kakashi's like, you don't want to be stronger than Menma, then I see. And of course, Naruto's like, again, someone comparing me to Menma. What did I do wrong? He can be stronger, he can be weaker, I don't care. Why do I always have to be compared to him? Tell me, Kakashi-sensei. Explain to me. And basically, of course, then Kakashi just says, it's just how humans work. If you have a sibling, they will always compare you to them. Of course, that's what happened to Sasuke. And of course, Sasuke was always compared to, Itachi, and that's just human nature. You'll always compare yourself to someone. Once in a while, I always compare myself to my sister, and it turns out I'm just dumber. Yes, I'm really dumb compared to her. She's freaking smart as hell. But anywho, of course, Naruto then says, I can't really blame you. Everyone else does it. Why shouldn't you? Anywho, if you want to fight me, come with me. And of course, he teleports Kakashi away into a different field. Well, not a field, somewhere else, in a field again. And Naruto and Kakashi actually fight. You just spar a bit, and Naruto actually comes to like Kakashi a bit more than Hiruzen. He actually likes how Kakashi fights. It's a bit more like him, his fighting, and Kakashi actually could see a bit of Obito in Naruto, especially Naruto smiling after him actually getting annihilated. Just saying Naruto wasn't truly trying, and Kakashi really wasn't using his Mangekyo, which he doesn't know about. But then Naruto then says, Kakashi Sensei, could you teach me that technique that you were using against me? What was it called? The Chidori or something? You kind of shouted that name out. I couldn't remember. And Kakashi then says, "Oh, that I'm sorry, Naruto. You cannot learn that technique." And of course, Naruto's like, "But why?" And of course, then Kakashi then says, "You need a Sharingan to learn that technique." And Naruto's like, "Oh, is it? I guess you are called Kakashi of the Sharingan. Oh well. Anywho, I guess you don't have anything to teach me then." And then Kakashi then says, "I could try though." And Naruto then raises an eyebrow and says, "Oh really? Then how about we just do it?" And of course this was like a day before the mission, and so Naruto actually learns the basics, but of course can't do the Chidori just yet. But anywho, of course the next day Kakashi and Naruto actually come together, because Kakashi and Naruto have been bonding a bit. Naruto actually really likes Kakashi as not only like a teacher, someone he can actually relate to. Kakashi of course used to be compared to someone like Obito in the past as well, especially because they were like best friends. But still, a lot of people used to compare him to Obito, especially Obito himself. He used to compare himself to Kakashi as well, because it's like, "Oh, if Kakashi can do this, I can do this too. If Kakashi can do that," and Kakashi was like his motivation. Like they were rivals, you know what I mean. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, training on his own. Well, I mean, not training on his own, of course, walking on his own, since he doesn't really want to walk with the team. He's actually walking at the back just in case someone attacks him from the back. He's just using that as an excuse to not get close to them, because he really doesn't want to talk to them, and he knows that the talkative Sakura will actually start asking questions like she always does. Yes, Sakura is actually really curious about Naruto, because she's never seen Naruto in the village or anything, and she always wants to know about where he grew up and everything. But still, Naruto doesn't want to talk about that. He doesn't really want to give any info to Sakura about Myoboku. But anywho, now of course Sakura, well, I mean Naruto actually sees that puddle from a mile away. Literally, he sees it even before Menma and the others, they actually notice. Menma actually realizes what this is, same as Sasuke. But then once the demon brothers appear, Naruto actually takes care of them by actually using his Emperor's Haki, and then literally blitzing both of them with a clone, with two clones, and they take them out. And basically Naruto just questions them, saying, "What do you want? Who are you after? And who sent you?" And basically, of course, they're like, "We're after Tazuna, and God who sent us." And basically Naruto's like, "Is that true? Oh well, thank you for the information. Rest in peace." And of course, as he says that, he just kills them both. He just slices their throats. And basically Sakura's like, "Naruto, how could you kill them?" And Naruto then says, "They were willing to kill you. Would you have let them live after trying to kill you, huh?" And just saying, Naruto, this is not the true Naruto. Naruto is only doing this because he doesn't really want, his team to die. Even though he doesn't like his team, it doesn't mean he wants them to die. And he can't really trust these two. And of course, Naruto is still sympathetic, but these two really don't like. Naruto still does talk no jutsu. He could do it, but these two don't really seem like the two people to do it on. Like, they killed multiple people. They were willing to kill his own team, and Naruto didn't want to lose his team right now, especially because it would have just been a drag. They would have had to go back to the village and then redo the mission with a different the member and everything. And yeah, anywho, of course, then Naruto tells Kakashi that they should keep going on this mission, and basically they should keep doing this mission. And Kakashi's like, "Naruto, I know you have the experience, but your team really doesn't. I'm sorry, but we'll have to." And then, as right before he finished that sentence, he's like, "Do you really think we're that weak, Kakashi Sensei?" Menma kind of exclaimed. And he's like, and Kakashi's like, "I'm not saying you're weak, Menma. I'm saying that you're not experienced enough." And then Menma keeps going to say, goes off to say, "Only because you were training with Naruto, you think that he has enough experience. What has he done to actually get this experience, huh? All he's done is live in Mount Myoboku and just spend his time playing with toads. I don't even know how he's this strong by now. What the hell did you do, Naruto? Did you brainwash Kakashi Sensei into thinking that you're strong too, just like the Hokage? And Naruto then says, what's wrong with you, Menma? I have more experience than you because I've been traveling this world. I've been traveling and I've seen how ninjas work. I'm a ninja myself and you're one too. You shouldn't get vexed over that. Only because I have a bit more experience than you doesn't really matter. You'll always get this experience once you actually start doing missions. How about you shut up for once? And basically, of course, this is just a little brother squirrel. And of course, Menma was about to attack Naruto. He's like, how dare you shout at me? You're the younger one, Naruto. And of course, Menma is kind of getting vexed because usually he always got the attention. Even Kakashi was actually like, Menma's an interesting one. And he actually overheard this, because he was actually spying on, Kakashi during this 1 month. And of course, now Kakashi just started training Naruto out of nowhere without even training Menma, without even caring about him or anything. And Menma was like, why does Naruto get Kakashi Sensei to train him, but I don't? And of course, Menma actually wanted to learn from Kakashi because Kakashi was actually kind of his, inspiration after, hearing all the stories about Kakashi of the Sharingan and everything. And now Naruto actually taking this, his spot of being trained. And Naruto wasn't even meant to be in Team 7. He wasn't even in this village. And now out of nowhere he comes and, takes his spot. But of course, Kakashi really didn't want to train Menma in the first place. He only said that Menma was pretty interesting because, because of him being trained by the Hokage himself. And he was like, interesting, that's real interesting. The Hokage himself trained Menma Uzumaki. And of course now Menma, who actually really wanted to get trained by Kakashi, now he doesn't get to because Naruto took his spot. But he didn't really take his spot. Kakashi just asked him if he wants to train with him. But still, anywho, now of course Naruto says, Menma, please just calm down. Like, what did I even do? And Menma's like, you did everything. That's what you did. And literally took out a kunai. And Naruto's like, oh really, did I? And as as Menma was about to attack him, Naruto just uses wood release to actually create the wood binding. And literally Naruto's like, Menma, you're taking the piss now. Do you really think I'm that weak? Do you think you can beat me that easily just with a kunai? And then Naruto gets his own kunai out and literally adds, fire release to it to actually make it so hot that Naruto just cuts through the, not cuts through, he actually splits the kunai, literally cuts the kunai itself. And Naruto then says, listen, Menma, I'm not as weak as you think I am. And you're not as weak as you think, and you're not weak either. That's what I meant. What did I say? You're not as weak as you think you are. I was meant to say, sorry, guys. I was meant to say is that Menma, sorry. Naruto then says, Menma, I'm not as weak as you think I am. And why do you think I think you're weak? You're not weak at all. You're pretty strong yourself. I never said you were weak, and I never thought you were weak. You're just taking the piss now. I don't understand what's going into you. I thought you were meant to be my brother, my older brother. You're meant to set an example to me. All you did this whole time is call me weak. And now look at you, trying to attack your younger brother who's meant to be weaker than you, yeah? And of course Menma's that sharp already. And then of course Kakashi just stops it and Naruto just lets Menma go. And Sakura's like, what, why were these two fighting? And Sasuke's like, they're just two weaklings who don't care about anything. They only care about themselves. They're selfish. That's what they are. And Naruto then says, yeah, you could say I'm selfish since I only care about one goal in life. And basically, of course, Sakura's like, what a selfish person. And of course, Naruto then says, oh really? I mean, all you think about is about your crushes. You don't really think about anyone. You don't even care about this mission. And of course, he doesn't say that loud, but still. Anywho, now the mission continues as per normal, and they still meet Zabuza. And here, of course, Naruto, since he doesn't make the plan up, it was actually Menma and Sasuke who do the plan in the original, the same plan that Sasuke and Naruto did. The Menma and Sasuke did it this time. And yeah, anywho, now of course Naruto is interesting. I mean, they can work together. Very interesting. I mean, it's good. And of course then he just looks back and sees Sakura just standing there in awe, seeing her two crushes annihilate Zabuza, and she's like, yes, we won. And of course Naruto's like, we won, What the hell is she thinking? Does she really think she can beat Zabuza? And just saying, remember, Naruto knows Zabuza. And of course, Kakashi was about to kill him, and basically Naruto then actually, purposely, literally, he on purpose, purposely, actually, without showing anyone what he was actually doing, he actually stopped Kakashi from, attacking Zabuza, and no one really understood what just happened. But still, anywho, Naruto's like, oh goddamn, Kakashi just fainted. And of course, Naruto was actually the one to do it. Naruto actually was so fast that no one even saw him. No one saw this coming, and basically Naruto just came behind Kakashi and fainted him. And of course, then Haku arrived. Haku actually saw this. Haku was actually able to see this. Of course, Zabuza was just too slow there because of his injuries. And Naruto then, of course, went up to Kakashi and is like, Kakashi Sensei, you good? And Kakashi's like, I don't know what just happened. I just fainted. I'm not sure what happened. I'm sorry, guys. And of course, Naruto's like, it's fine. Don't worry, Kakashi Sensei. And of course, Naruto was doing this because he doesn't want his two friends to actually die. And of course, sorry, Zabuza takes Team 7 and Naruto to his house, as per normal. And yeah, anywho, now, of course, Team 7 goes through the same training, and Naruto actually goes visit Haku, and Haku thanks Naruto, for allowing them to escape, and Naruto's like, there's no problem. But I need to tell you something. Next time we meet, I'll have to, fight for real. But, of course, I have a plan. You guys just have to accept it, understood? And Zabuza's like, kid, do you really think we'll lose that easily? And Naruto's like, I'm sorry, Zabuza, but I don't think you're strong enough to be Kakashi Sensei. And plus, I want you to return to the Leaf Village with them. I'm going to be leaving the Leaf Village in a few days, but still, I want you guys to return. I want you guys to be part of the Leaf Village. And basically, of course, Zabuza's like, why should we be part of the village when you're going to leave yourself? And Naruto then says that I'm not going to actually leave. I'm still part of the Leaf, but I'm just going to go on a mission on on my lifelong mission. Not lifelong, but still, he just wants to find Tsuki. And of course, Zabuza then says, is it, kid, I don't know why I listened to you, but okay, I'll return to the Leaf Village, but as long as you can convince that damn Kakashi. And of course, the fight goes as per normal. Of course, Naruto still wakes up late on that day, of course, saving Inari in the process and his mother. And here, of course, he still has to fight Haku, and he wants to fight Haku, to be honest. Haku doesn't really mind it. He knows, and Naruto did tell Haku that he'll have to at least fake a fight. But of course, he won't fake it. He will actually fight for real. He won't try to kill him. He'll stop from killing him. And of course, Haku is like, it's fine, Naruto. And yeah, anywho, here, Haku, of course, wasn't gonna go easy either. Of course, this was already pre-planned. Naruto and Haku wanted to fight each other anyways. But of course, once Sasuke actually saw Naruto about to get hit by the Senbone, and Naruto was actually about to dodge them, he actually saw Sasuke coming towards him, and Sasuke actually saved Naruto. And Naruto's like, you damn idiot, why? Why would you do that? Why, Sasuke? Are you stupid? And of course, Sasuke falls to the ground and says, my body just moved on its own. You damn loser. And of course, then actually faints, and Naruto finally saw someone about to die, someone close to him, and Naruto really didn't want to let him die. But then Naruto's chakra started boiling up, and Menma knew what was happening, and Naruto's like, of course, Menma was actually was about to attack Naruto. Remember, Menma can actually control full tails, like I said, but still, then Naruto then says it's fine, and of course just blitzes Haku, and Haku realizes that he'll have to take this. He can't even dodge it, so it is what it is. Naruto blitzes Haku, takes him down, and of course then actually stops Kakashi from, attacking Zabuza and them. Zabuza, not Zabuza and them, and basically then says, Kakashi Sensei, how about we take them back to the village and make them leave Shinobi? And of course, Kakashi's like, Naruto, I know you're wise and everything, but do you really think Zabuza would do it? And Naruto's like, how about we ask him? And then, of course, Zabuza accepted, and Kakashi's like, no, this is mad. How did you accept so quickly? And of course, Naruto's like, I'll explain once we get into the village. But right now, let's take care of those lot. And of course, Naruto realized that Gato and his men actually arrived. Naruto knew that they were going to arrive, especially because they attacked Inari and his mother. And so, once they arrived, Naruto was the one to actually take care of, Gato's men and annihilate all of them one by one. But still, Now, of course, Naruto and Team 7 help out, Zabuza build a bridge, and once they return to the village, Kakashi tells them that Zabuza and Haku will be joining the Leaf Village, and, they actually want to join the Leaf Village, and, of course, now Kakashi actually wants to know why they actually accept it so quick, and basically, then Naruto says, okay, I can't keep this a secret anymore. Yeah, so basically, me, Zabuza, and Haku are kind of friends. I met them during my journey, and we became friends. And I didn't want them to die, so I asked them. On the one whilst you were training Team 7, I actually asked them if they could join the Leaf Village. And of course, just saying, Menma actually knew the training. He was training on his own. It was just Sasuke and Sakura, but still. Anyway, of course, Kakashi is like, damn, Naruto. You have friends. You made friends with Zabuza. Damn. And just saying, Kakashi knows that Zabuza is kind of a ruthless killer. He was actually called the silent killer for for a reason. Like he kills silently, but still. Anywho, silent killing jutsu. Remember that. Anywho, now I don't think that was a jutsu. It was actually his mist where he actually killed silently, but still. Anywho, now of course Zabuza and Haku become Jonins of part of the Leaf Village too, and yeah. Naruto actually, of course, hears about the Chunin exams, but really can't attend them, and so he actually leaves and says that he might come back to see his team actually, fight in the finals because he actually expects at least Menma and Sasuke to get into the finals. But anywho, Naruto now leaves, and yeah, that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you all enjoyed it. Of course, this is a completely different series from my usual series, but still. Yeah, Naruto, of course, Menma will never learn from Jiraiya, of course. That's something that I cannot let happen, and I'm just telling you this, before the next part, because you guys, some people may want Menma to actually train with Jiraiya, and Menma is not a bad character here. Menma is just really jealous of Naruto, but of course, he will get strong as Naruto soon, but then, really, Naruto getting the Sage of Six Path boost really doesn't. It's not fair, but still, Menma will still have KCM. Maybe, you never know. He might die. I don't know. I still don't know. I can make him die if I want. I'm pretty much the plot of this wife, but still, I hope you enjoyed it. Anywho, please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Kazama, Miniman123. Support my friend Hxmesh, and also Ratreet. And yeah, also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, same as Shokiro, and join the Discord server, link in the description below. All the links are in the description below, to be honest. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. Be careful out there. Don't go out too much, especially because it's cold these days. And that freaking thing is still there, which I caught, but now I'm immune. Anywho, peace. Now, Ducklings, you're dismissed.